Hi guys, so instead of directly starting with the question, first of all we will set up the things and create a easy workflow using which we can then directly jump to it and do the further things. So as per the recommendation, we have to use an Linux operating system. So as I am using Linux Mint, I am here at the Linux Mint homepage. So you can download the things and set up. You can either dual boot or use the single boot or use an virtual machine. So I will be providing a link to download and install the virtual machine and using directly the dual boot method. So I will be providing the links for that in the description. You can check that out. So for the flavors, you can use either Linux Mint or so if you plan to do some hacking related stuff, you can also use Kali Linux, or for general purpose, you can also use Ubuntu as it is most famous thing. But I would recommend Linux Mint if you are having a low end PC of having RAM of 2 GB or 4 GB. So this works smoothly in that low end PCs. So for that, I will be recommending this thing. So the second thing is the text editor. So this is the main home page for the Sublime Text software. You can also use any other software such as Atom, VS Code, or any other your favorite. But I would recommend for Sublime Text as it is simple and lightweight and we can use for multi-purpose. So for downloading, you can either go to the downloads or you can click here for the install for Linux. So using install for Linux, you have given some instructions that how to download it using command line. But if you don't want command line, then you can go to downloads and here you can download these things. So depending on your architecture, either 64-bit or ARM64, depending on your Linux operating system version, you can download this and just extract it. It is like a zip file. So this would be a preferable method. Instead of using this command line, you can directly download this zip file. So I have installed this Sublime Text in my local machine. So let's just head on to it and open and see what all stuff we have to configure. So after starting Sublime Text, you will get a screen like this. So this is basically a text editor and we can do various stuff using this. So what we can do is, first of all, let's just create a file. Let's just create a Python file. So let's just take print hello and let's just save this as test.py. So .py is compulsory as we are indicating that this is an Python file. Then we can save this and let's just execute. So for executing this program, go to tools, then build, click on build, or you can also use shortcut key Ctrl+B. So I will click this and here you can see hello is printed and program finished in 46 milliseconds. So let's just bring something else. Hello world. So if I again use the shortcut key Ctrl+B, it will be executed. So here you can see hello world executed. So this is a basic Python program execution. So here if you are getting some errors, you can check whether Python is installed in your local machine or not. So click Ctrl+Alt+T. So using Ctrl+Alt+T, you will get a terminal window. Here what you can do is just type Python --version. So here as I am using Linux Mint, it has two versions, Python 2 and Python 3. So I will put Python 3 --version. So if I execute this, you can see here Python 3.5, 3.8.5. So if you are getting this version, then Python is successfully installed. And you can also use G++ --version. So this will be used in group C, D and E, but it is better to check here. So if I press enter, I will get G++ Ubuntu 9.3.0 and this is the version. So here you are getting an version means G++ is also successfully installed. So let's just execute that also. So what we can do is we can create a new file using Ctrl+N, then the basic code. So include iostream using namespace std_int main cout hello world. And then return 0. So now what you have to do to execute the C++, now you have to go to tools again, build system, and it should be automatic. So it will automatically execute. Let's just save this and save this as test cpp. Okay, test c.cpp. So let's just save this, and here now you can see color highlighting, means Sublime has detected that this is an C++ file. So for executing this program, what we can do is we can go to tools and then click on build, or you can directly use the shortcut key Ctrl+B. So if I use build, then what happens, you will get some of the options. So you will only get C++ single file and C++ single file dash run. These three are modified by me, and we will see how to use and why to use. So let's just use the run, second option, C++ single file dash run. So it will execute it. Let's just execute this, and it will take some time to compile the thing. And here you can see hello world got printed. So I can change this thing. We can just print world, and I will again use Ctrl+B. So here we can see world got printed. So if you are having some issues with this execution, what you can do is you can go to tools, build system, and then select the C++ single file. Don't just get confused seeing lots of options here. Some of them are updated by me. So we will see how to update and why to update a bit later. So here you can select C++ single file, as we are working with C++. And then after selecting, you can again use Ctrl+B or tools and build. So both would work fine. So now why to build and how this is all working. So let's just see the underlying process behind this thing, because you should have a basic understanding how these things work. So now press Ctrl Alt and T and open a terminal. So after opening, you have to go to the specific path where you have saved these files. So either you can use this CD and go through the file structure such as desktop / your folder name / the file your folder, or some of the things. So like this you can go to that directory, like this you can go to your folder, but instead of this, let's just go to the main folder where you have saved these files, and let's just right click and open in terminal. So you will automatically get the whole path. Instead of typing, you can directly get this whole path. So what I can do is, let's just try first the Python thing. So as we saw, Python 3 is the command for executing the Python. So I'm using Python 3 and then space the file name. So it would be test.py. So if I execute this, it will automatically get executed. Python is an interpreted language, so it automatically does everything for us. But C++ is not such a case. It is a compiled language. So what we have to do, we have to use its commands such as G++. So G++ is a compiler tool which can compile your code into the machine code. So why do we need this? So basically, whenever we write such a program, computer can't understand what is include, what is namespace, what is using int, and this all stuffs. This human can understand. So we are writing this code in a human understandable format, such as include. We know what we have to include. This is an header file. We have to include this. We have to use the namespace standard. So to work the cout fine. What is cout? It is used to print the line. So we know that, but computer only understand the binary language. So to convert this code into binary, we use a software called as compiler. So what does the compiler does? It generally creates the machine code for us. So let's just go to the terminal again, type G++. So G++ is a compiler for C++ programs. If I use GCC, it is for C programs. So G++, and same as this, we have to provide the file name. Or we can, if we directly execute this, it will ask, it will throw an error, fatal error, no input files. So we didn't give any input file, so it is throwing an error. So what we can do is G++ input file is testc.cpp. If I press enter, here you can see a new file being generated, which is a.out. If we try to open this in a Sublime Text, let's just open that thing. So here a.out. If I open this, you can see here a hexadecimal format file is created. So this is the whole code for doing this execution of this program. So this is the whole hexadecimal format code. So this is understood by the computers. So hexadecimal is then converted into binary and binary executions are executed. So as we saw, the compiler converts the test.cpp file into an a.out file. So if I execute this a.out now using ./a.out, so if I execute this, here I can see world got printed. Means what happened? We executed this program. First of all, we created a program using C++. We compiled it and created a machine code. After creating a machine code, it got saved in a.out file. And then we are executing this a.out and we can see the execution, hello world. So if we, let's just change something. Instead of world, let's just print hello world, and let's just save this. Again, go to the terminal. Here again, let's just print, use the G++, or instead you can press the arrow key, so to retrieve the last commands you have executed. So here G++ test.c, same file. If I again execute, here you will see again the a.out file created. So if you don't want this a.out, so you can change the file name. So if you have many files, then a.out would be common for all. So instead of that, what we can do is we can give separate names to that. So for that you have to use again the G++ test c.cpp, then -out, -o. -o is an flag which says that I need to specify some file name for the output file. So -o is for output, o for output. So then what we can do is we can give any name. So I will give test cpp. So if I execute this, here you can see a new file created, test cpp. So I can execute that. So same as /test cpp. So you can use the tab to autocomplete. So now it got autocomplete, and then I can press enter to execute. So now here I can see hello world got printed. So what we are doing, we are creating a file, changing the output name, executing that. After executing, we can see the output. So these all thing is automatically done using this Sublime Text. So when we press Ctrl+B, it automatically does all this command and gives us the answer here. So as we saw in the terminal, this works like this. So let's just create some error and see what happens if there is an error. So here I removed one quote, and let's just try to execute this, compile this. So G++ cpp-o test cpp. So if I execute, here you can see an error message is thrown. Test.cpp warning, missing terminate character. So terminator double quote is missing. So here such that you can get an error message, and now you can see the test cpp file is not created. So we have to resolve the errors, save it again, and again go to terminal, execute the thing, and now it will execute successfully. After executing, we can again use the test cpp and it works fine now. So this is how it works. So this is the underlying process which is directly done using the Sublime Text. So here let's just execute one more program. We will take an input also. Cin, let's just take input in a. So we have to first create a variable a. Instead of hello world, what we can do is enter a number colon space. Then we will take in a. First of all, we have to initialize the variable. Let's just print this. So let's just use cout, and then let's just cout a and an end line. So let's just execute this. So here it is asking enter a number, but here if we type and press enter, nothing is working. We can go on typing, so nothing is working here. But if similarly we use the file and compile it again, so we have to always compile whenever we make changes. So if we compile it again, it worked fine. Then we have to execute it. So it is waiting for an input. So what I can do is I can give it input and press enter. So it outputted the same value, but here that was not the case. I inputted an integer value, but it was not working. So this is just an output console. It just outputs. It doesn't take any input. So in VS Code, this terminal is automatically created in the VS Code and it is interactive. But here it is not that interactive in the Sublime Text. So to make this terminal interactive, what you can do is go to preferences, and here you will get an option package control. So if you're not getting this package control, what you have to do is press Ctrl Shift P and then type package control. So it would automatically come. These all options are because I have pre-installed. But if you have not installed, you will get an option to install the package control. So if you install, then you will get this option package control. So then you can click this and here you can put install. So we have to install something. So package control install package. So it is loading the repositories. It will take some time and then you will get an dialog box again. So here you can see a dialog box appearing. So from here what you have to type is Terminus. Terminus is it brings real terminal to the Sublime Text. So this is a package which you will be using for taking inputs directly in our Sublime Text. So I will click enter, and it is installing the package Terminus. So it will take some time and it will install. So you can either go to preferences as package control or else Ctrl Shift P and you can directly press install. So if you press install, you will get some options. From there click install package and then the same thing, the dialog box appears Terminus and you have to click enter. But now I have downloaded, so it is not showing me in the repository. So then what we have to do is go to preferences, then the package setting, and here you can see Terminus. So here I have also installed some other packages too, but we are only seeing the Terminus package. Here go to key bindings, click this key binding. So basically you will get such a code here in the key bindings. So here you can see a key called as Alt plus apostrophe. So you can use this and toggle the terminal panel. So let's just click this keyboard shortcut Alt plus apostrophe, and here you can see a terminal appears. So here you can type, you can press enter, and this works same as the terminal. So here also you can see Genimtron 10 @Genimtron 10 -Linux. So similarly, whichever name you have given, you will get this, and then you can execute this. So to again close this thing, you can again press Alt plus apostrophe. So this should work fine. So if you are not getting this code, you can copy this. I will provide this in the description. So you can just copy this and paste it here in the same format. So then we can close this thing. So now what we have to do, we have to make this terminal interactive. So to make this terminal interactive, what you have to do is, so now click on Ctrl Shift P. Here now print the view package file. So this is the first option, view package file. Select this. After selecting, type here Python. So here you should see the second option, python/python.sublime build. So this is a file which builds the Python thing. So what is building? Compiling the thing and executing the stuff. So here you can see command Python 3 and the file name. So these all stuffs are related to that only. We are modifying the things, printing the thing, and doing various stuff. So you don't need to go in deep. Just select all, copy, and close this file. So now what you have to do, go to tools, select on the build system, and here at last you will see new build system. Click on that, then clear all the constraints of this, paste the thing which you have copied, make some space to add some more code, and type the same thing which I am typing, target colon, again double quotes, here put terminus underscore exec and then a comma. So here we are saying that target this main program file to the terminus. So as we saw, terminus is a terminal thing in the Sublime Text. We are targeting our program to execute in this terminal thing. So here you can see the command python 3 and -u. So this is a flag. So no need of understanding this currently. If you need to understand this in a deep, you can search this on the Google, how to execute the program files or the flags in the Python program file. So basically we saw Python 3 and the file name. So file name is automatically coming from this $file. So these are variables in the Sublime Text. So you can see, and other all stuffs are the syntax checker and validating the code. So you have to just put this target terminus execute to execute the thing in the terminus. So what we can do is we can now save this thing. So here you can see dot sublime build is automatically coming. You can give any name. So I will give pyt. So let's just save this and go to our test.py, and here go to tools, build system, and our pyt, the new build system we created. Click here, then let's just execute this. So here if we execute, you can see hello world got executed and the background is black in color. So black means the current we are using the terminal. So what we can do is we can use a while loop. So let's just use a while loop and go on printing 0. So let's just execute this. So now you can see this goes on executing. So to stop, you don't have any key. So what you have to do, you have to directly close the Sublime and go to your task manager and stop the thing. So as we saw, we have to close the whole terminal and clear the program file from the task manager. So to stop this thing, what we can do is we can go to the pyt sublime build file again, and there put one more code, cancel colon, again the double quotes, terminus underscore cancel underscore build. So we are cancelling the build. So what I can go do is we can again execute this thing while true and print 0. So we can execute this. So here you can see this is going on executing. So to stop, what you can do is control plus break. You can click the control plus break, and here you can see the cancel thing occurred. So the build was cancelled. So somewhere here the cancel thing happened and the build got cancelled. So like this we can stop the execution. You can see here the zeros are not printing anymore. So we have stopped the program execution. So instead of stopping it from the task manager and doing these things, what we can do is we can directly stop this thing using control plus break. So either what you can do is go to tools and click here cancel build. So the shortcut key for that is control plus break. So let's just execute this again. Here you can see it is going on executing. So go to tools and cancel build. So it will execute. So here you can see the cancel occurred. So now it is not printing anymore. So for stopping this thing, you will have to add this cancel code. And let's just execute this again and ask for input. So let's just take a variable I and use the input. Let's just print the I again. So if we execute this, now it is asking for number if I start typing, but the cursor is here. So what we have to do is we have to manually click here. Here you will get a cursor, then you have to execute this and then press enter. So what is happening here, you have to manually click to the terminal, but every time whenever the input is asking, you have to come to this terminal. So instead of doing that, what we can do is we can set focus equal to true. So you can set this, and now if we again execute, so automatically the cursor came here. Last time the cursor was here, but now if I directly execute, it comes here. So if I again execute and directly start typing, so the cursor is directly coming to the terminal. So this is one more code to put the focus of the cursor to the main terminal. So these are the things you have to add in the Python file. Similarly, copy this. Okay, instead of copying this, let's just again click Ctrl Shift P, because we have to also do the same thing for the C++. So then again VPF or the view package file, click enter, then C++. Here you should get a C++ single file dot sublime build. Dot sublime build is the most important thing. Click that, you will get a code. Just copy this. After copying, go to tools, build system, and here at the bottom new build system. Click on that, clear all the code, paste here the previous code taken from the single file, the main Sublime build file, and then put the three things here, the same three things. Let's just copy this, go here, make some space and add the things. So if I add, save this, so it is asking for save, so I will put CPPT, so T for the terminus, or you can give any name. I am using C++ CPPT. So after saving, I'll just close these things because I'm not needing this anymore. I can go to tools, build system, and CPPT. So CPPT, I can click this in the build systems and then I can execute this. So it will ask for two options. I will use the run because we have to run. So after running, so the cursor is automatically coming here. I can type anything, press enter, and this works fine now. So these are the two files which we created for executing our build file. So build basically does the same things which we are doing. So we can again go to Ctrl Shift P, VPS view package file, select, then the C++ or CPPT which we have created, you can press enter, and then so here we can see shell command. Shell command is G++, the compiler we used. Then the file name. So this is an variable dollar curly brackets file. So file is an variable inside the Sublime Text which automatically gives the file name. Then dash O. Dash O means the output file name, which is the file path and the file base name. So .cpp is the extension and testc is the base name. So like this, it automatically creates its checks for some of the checks which we have to do on the C++ file. It automatically does. It is not that needed, but Sublime Text needs that. And then there are two variants, run and run using file. So basically we are using the run thing, in which the same thing we are doing, and at last we are executing. So here you can see and we are executing this thing. So like this we are executing. So run is what we are using every time. So like this we have created this file, and yeah, that's all for this video. We have just used the basic setup and see how the things work. So now we can directly head on to the questions and discuss the questions and program it accordingly. If you have any suggestions or feedback which you have to give, you can comment down in the comment section. If you want some questions to be solved by me, you can provide that material or provide a reference of that in the comment section, and I will try to create a video on that. Or either you can join our communities and share the material or the reference there and tag me so I can see that and create a video on that. So that would be all for this introduction and setup video. We will start with the question in our next video.